All right, everybody, welcome back to another deep dive.
Yes, indeed.
Today, we are going to be looking at AI and social media in 2025.
Very relevant.
Yeah. This is
Good cutting edge stuff.
really cutting edge. Yeah. We've got this excerpt of something that was published this year called AI-Driven Winning Social Media Tactics. And
catchy title.
It is a catchy title. And it's got some really interesting stuff in here about how people are using AI, individuals, businesses, for pretty much everything on social media these days.
And the interesting thing about this deep dive is we're not just going to be looking at the tools themselves, but really understanding why they're so effective.
Right.
And what that means, for the future.
From all of us.
Of how we connect online.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, one of the things that really jumped out at me in this excerpt was this whole idea of AI-driven analytics.
Of course.
Being the key to creating content that actually resonates.
Right.
They even mentioned Gary Vaynerchuk in here.
Well, there you go.
So, it's got to be legit.
That's the authority right there.
Yeah. So, I'm curious to get your take on this whole AI-driven analytics thing.
Well, you hit the nail on the head. It's all about resonance, right?
Yeah.
It's one thing to create content, but it's another thing to create content that actually connects with your audience. And so what AI does is it helps us cut through the noise.
Yeah.
Right? Because think about it. AI can analyze millions and millions of data points, likes, shares, comments, even time of day that people are engaging with your content.
Wow.
And so it uses all of that to figure out not just what's trending in general, but what's going to work for your specific audience.
For your people.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So it allows you to be hyper-targeted.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And the other thing that they kept coming back to in this excerpt was just how quickly the online world is changing.
It's a dynamic digital landscape.
Yes, the dynamic digital landscape.
Yeah.
How can people stay ahead of the curve when, it feels like everything's moving so fast?
Right. Well, the beauty of AI, and I think this is really where it shines, is it provides real-time feedback.
Oh, wow.
So you can think of it like this. You post something, and almost instantly, AI is telling you how it's performing.
Oh, wow.
Who's engaging, what's working.
So it's like...
It's like having a team of analysts constantly tweaking your strategy.
Wow.
Right? So you can adapt to those algorithm changes or shifts in audience behavior.
As they're happening.
That's
wild.
It's like having your finger on the pulse of the internet 24/7.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So you can imagine how valuable that is.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right.
But I do have a question about that.
Sure.
Is this only for, big companies?
That's a great question.
For these big marketing teams and stuff? Can regular people use this stuff too?
Totally.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You think about personal branding.
Yeah. Trying to build your own presence online.
You can use these AI tools to analyze what kind of content is going to resonate with the people you want to connect with.
Right.
Right. So think about potential employers, collaborators, or just people in your field, whatever it is you're trying to grow.
Right.
And it helps you tailor that content so you're not just,
shouting into the void.
Exactly. You're being strategic about it.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So what kind of tools can people actually use for this?
Well, the source talks about two things in particular: chatbots and personalized content recommendations.
Right.
And these are really powerful. Chatbots can handle, those basic interactions.
It's so helpful.
So you're not spending all day, chained to your phone replying to DMs.
Yeah.
And then the personalized content recommendations. This is where it gets really exciting.
Yeah.
Because it's helping you see and share content that's more likely to engage the people.
It's like having a personal assistant for your social media.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Speaking of reaching specific audiences.
Yeah.
There was this crazy stat in this excerpt about how Gen Z is using TikTok and Instagram to find jobs.
I know.
These platforms are becoming their search engines.
Isn't that wild?
It's crazy.
Yeah,
what does that even mean?
Well, I think it speaks to this larger shift that's happening with social media. Right? It's not just about connecting with friends anymore.
Right.
It's about career advancement, professional networking, learning new skills.
Right.
And AI is playing a huge role in that by surfacing the most relevant opportunities and advice based on what you're already doing online.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, it really seems like AI is making social media more strategic.
Absolutely.
more personalized, and even more career-focused.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot. It is.
To process.
It's a lot to unpack.
Yeah. What would you say is like the big takeaway here?
I think the biggest takeaway is that, this fusion of AI and social media, it's fundamentally changing how we connect and operate online.
I agree.
The tools are evolving rapidly.
Yeah.
And the people who understand how to use them effectively are going to have a huge advantage.
A huge advantage.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's exciting.
It's really exciting.
And a little bit scary.
It's a little scary.
Yeah.
It really makes you think about how you're using social media.
It does.
Doesn't it?
It does.
Maybe it's time for all of us to go explore some of these tools.
I think so.
And see how we can, what they can do for us.
And here's a final thought to leave you with.
Okay.
If social media platforms are becoming the new search engines for jobs and information, what does that mean for the future of
the Googles of the world? The Googles of the world.
Yeah. It's a great question.
That's a really interesting thing to think about.
Yeah. We'll have to see how it all plays out.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive. We'll see you next time.